You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Pedasso Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Stuart Pedasso Show. I'm Dave.
I'm Melissa.
You're listening to the award-winning podcast, The Stuart Pedasso Show.
Yeah. Oral treats for the revolution.
That's true. Yeah.
That's what we are.
Yeah.
I have no idea what we're going to talk about. I just realized, we didn't even really chat about it.
Nah,
Usually we have a quick, little powwow just to go, hey, what do we got? And I just realized, we didn't even have our powwow. I just came over and hey, there's beer.
Yep. That's all that counts.
It's here. We got beer. We're here with beer. Get used to it.
So if you listened to last week's show with Special K, we mentioned that we had done a little bit of work on some new comedy bits, and 2 of them are done, and they're ready to go.
They are fabulous.
If you are a sponsor of ours on Patreon, you've already heard one of them. We gave you the sneak preview, and we'll play one of them, that same one, at the end of the show. So stick around. Or if you got to be that person, go ahead and fast forward it. But go ahead and come back to where we are, and you can listen to it. It was fun. It was good doing.
Yeah, it was good times.
And
God, it was so good to hang out.
Yeah,
with Special K.
No, it totally was.
I've missed her. I've missed people. I've missed people that I've become kind of a hermit.
Yeah.
Since COVID. I was starting to become one even before COVID, and I feel like COVID just kind of kicked right into the hermit mode. And I have a husband who's already kind of hermit-like anyway, so, rubs off on you, right?
Sure.
But, hanging out with Special K, we're old friends, and I'm like, man, there are people, when I'm with them, I just feel good about it. Like Dan and I were talking about how she gives the best hugs.
Yeah.
She gives hugs like she gives hugs like she means it.
Yes.
She gives the kind of hugs that say, I care about you. You are in my circle. And yeah, she's a really special person, and I'm really glad. I'm glad she's my friend.
When she gives you a hug, you've been hugged.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's how Dan and I described it too. She's just the best. She's just the best. And yeah, her kid's so lucky to have her for a mom. Dan and I have said that many times.
I will say it was not impossible, but I had to make an effort not to be distracted during the show.
Yeah.
It's hard not to be, though.
I mean, she's beautiful in every way.
Yeah.
She's just she's beautiful to look at. She's a beautiful soul. She's got a beautiful mind. She's just got all of the things. Yeah. And she's also hilarious and sarcastic and funny and all the other things that, and human, and makes mistakes like we all do. And just all the things.
Well, and
it was just so good to hang out.
And the thing that most people don't know about her that nobody knows is that she is so special that she doesn't poo.
Yeah, she's pretty special.
Yeah, she's pretty special.
Yeah.
But anyway, I made that last part up. But you can hear her voice because she's one of the main person on the new bits, and you can hear that at the end of the show. I will say I did go run it through our official language coordinator of the Stuart Pedasso Show, and
who would that be?
A big cheese. All right, ran it by Michael.
And well, you do have a few friends who do speak Espanol.
Yes, and I was like, was that because I use Google Translate? So
you played it for him, how stupid does this sound?
Yeah, I was like, how? And he goes, no, he was pretty much right there. You got just about everything, so it was good. Because there's dialects, and you can say something totally benign in Spanish in one country, and it's actually some freaky insult in another.
And they're Puerto Rican, and their dialect and stuff is obviously going to be different from somebody in Spain.
But he says, no, Mexico. I got it. It was exactly what you were going for. Good. So I got the official go-ahead by our language coordinator, which he didn't even know he was. I told him.
Ah, Big Cheese.
Yeah.
How's the Big Cheese?
He's okay. He's doing good.
He's doing good.
He's doing good. It's good to hang out with him.
I adore that man. He's just so good.
I needed to hang out with him yesterday.
You do. He's a good human.
Yeah, it's been a tough week. A long week. If I sound tired, it's because I'm tired. Doing summer school. And I have a group of really damaged kids.
Oh.
And
I kind of feel like
tough.
You're a good teacher for that, though.
Well, not if you ask them. But they're just really damaged, and it's just really, even if you understand why it's happening, getting verbally abused for 4 continuous hours is a little draining. So,
right.
Yeah. But anyway, that wasn't where I was planning on going. So anyway, it was good to hang out with Mike after a
long week.
A long week and a really hard Friday. Mm-hmm. It was really bad, and it was good to hang out and have.
See Adam, how's he doing? Okay.
Good. He's doing good. He's doing really well.
Mike. He's doing Mike things.
Yep, he's doing things in that
cheese things.
That cheese genre.
He's doing the cheese things.
Yeah. So let's see what else. Where else was I gonna go? I can kind of connect this. A quick plug. It would appear this week sometime I'm going to be back as a guest on the FDR's Wheelchair podcast.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, they were super nice.
Uh-huh. I'm the one who reached out. I thought
super nice fellows.
If you remember, one of the hosts of that podcast is also, well, first of all, his name is also Dave, and he's also a social studies teacher. And what happened to me at, I don't care, I say the name now, what happened to me at the Geneva City School District, I just thought it'd be an interesting story for them. Like, be careful, you do a podcast and you're a teacher.
You know what? I didn't realize we were even, I guess I didn't realize we were saying the school district. I feel like that's the first time you've said it on the show.
I think I didn't know. I don't care. What are they going to do? I'm already gone. I'm not going to fire me.
I mean, fire you again? I mean.
Well, technically I resigned, but.
Whatever.
Whatever. Yeah. I know, whatever. So I just thought that would be a nice story, and they don't know this, but my ulterior motive is I'm also going to work in, it's good for our show, right? But I'm also going to work in a little plug in there for coolcatsforchange.com. Yeah. Which y'all should be checking out anyway on either the website or the social medias and all that jazz. So I just thought doing that. I've been well, you know how algorithms are, and you get, when you look something up, you get all these things in your feed and ads and stuff like that. And one of the things I've been getting is how to increase listenership of your podcasts. Because goddamn, does everybody have a podcast now?
It is true.
So
would you have even? I don't think when we first started doing this that it was ever going to become this big. I definitely did not foresee that.
Well, I guess I didn't. I never gave a thought because my whole thing was just, this is fun, and I just want to do this because it's fun. If other people do it,
right. I mean, that's how we've always taken it.
Right.
That's been our thing. Like, I've had friends who know we have a podcast who've given me like, oh, you guys could be doing. You could be like, I've like someone I know who knows somebody who is in Rochester who does have a fairly a podcast that actually gets revenue. They're like, we could be doing that. I'm like, I could get you in touch with some people. I said, I appreciate that. I go, but I feel like that's not exactly where we're at.
Well, here's the thing. There are mechanisms already available. You could buy a Stuart Pedasso t-shirt.
Right.
If you buy most of something for most of the plate products, for most of the companies that we have ads for, and they are ads at our website, we're affiliates, so we get 5% or something like that. But any money that comes in goes right into paying for hosting the podcast and the
folks are always in the hole.
For the radio
I just say
station.
Dave's always in the hole.
Oh no, this is a hobby.
I just show up
Hobbies cost money.
I just show up for the free beer.
Hobbies cost money. And and I get that, but if we had enough Patreon supporters where it just pays for itself, that's really all that stuff's up there just so if we get any money, this will just help pay for it. It is a hobby, and it would be glorious if because as being part of this capitalist culture, I got debt. There's nothing to do with the show. I mean just regular debt. Right. It'd be really awesome if this didn't have to cost money, but it's not a ton. I would say if I added all. Okay, real quick. a little under $100 a month, which adds up.
It adds up.
But it'd be nice if we broke even.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, and to be honest, my bracelets, I know that if I did more work on them, if I, maybe get an Etsy account, maybe do more, stuff online, do more whatever, blah, 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 blah. I know I could, and it might get me more revenue because, I maybe break even, but I don't know. I just kind of enjoy, to me, it's kind of like, I really do just enjoy sitting there, beating, getting a vision, beating things along, taking, looking at it, making, it's just like a very zen hobby. Yeah. I guess like your hobby is a different kind of hobby, but I have a hobby too. And my hobby probably doesn't really make me too much money, but I like it.
Yeah. So, I mean, for one, from just what I've looked at, and I like looking at researching the stuff, right? It doesn't, but to get into one of those things where, to monetize that means ads on the show, like literally as you're listening. And, to me, it's, that's not, I don't want to do that. And then some of them you have to already have, they're like, how many thousands of listeners do you have? And I'm like, bro, we're not even there. I did see an article once where really most podcasts have less than the majority, because there are a gazillion podcasts, that most of them have less than like 20 downloads a week.
Oh, well then.
And we're more than that.
We're more than that.
About double that, give or take,
at
right?
least.
On any given thing. So we average about 40, 50.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And I would love to have more. And I would like people to hear, I think we do okay.
I think we're cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about cool, but I think we do okay.
We're cool cats.
And,
get it?
It's unfortunate.
We are cool cats for change.
Yeah, we are.
We do like change. We like good changes.
So, going on FDR's Wheelchair, that podcast is a way to promote the show, but it's also talking about stuff and promoting, the Cool Cats thing for people to be activists. And so if it gets us some more listeners, that's awesome. Would love to have that. So, and like when we invite guests on, not just like, Special K, sure, but like other people that we've had on, when we interviewed Matt about his book or Alex or whatever with the end of policing, we want you to check that stuff out, and hopefully it brings more listeners. But
hopefully it also gets their word out.
It gets their word out.
Yeah, because like if they're on here, we think that other people should be paying attention to them as well. Well, obviously,
yeah. And even if there's not a gazillion downloads with that specific show, the fact that it's out there does increase their, I hate the term, but I'm using it on purpose, their brand, and so that it'll their name is more out there, and so for web searches they should show up more and all that kind of jazz. And just, like helping them in that way as well. So wasn't planning on going there, but anyway, there was the plug. So I should be on FDR's Wheelchair. I think we're recording on Wednesday. This is Saturday, I think, but I'll put it on social media. So I'll put the link up and all that jazz, and you can go check it out. And I'm going to tell the Geneva story, and it'll be interesting because I haven't planned it out, but I'm going to, after this time now, how I tell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to listen to find out.
Yeah, you should. And they hit me. You should listen to the last week's show because it's about how Dave, that other teacher, ended up helping out the Republican Party. And I'm like, okay, I'm hoping he's telling me that because like he did something that accidentally, whatever, not that,
he really wanted to.
Yeah, but I'm going to check it out.
Yeah,
so that's coming up. You should totally go check that out. And if you didn't hear last week's show, you should totally check it out. Not only to hear Special K just talk,
which is pleasant enough, honestly.
But the thing that inspired me to ask her to come back on again, which was about talking about teaching kids to read.
My mind was blown.
Yeah.
My mind was, honestly, I had zero idea that this even existed. When I went home, I was like, my husband was there. It's like, oh my God, I got to tell you what we talked about. Because I was like, you're not going to believe this. Because he learned to read like I did phonetically, the same thing, the same way I taught my son how to read, all the same thing. So it's like they were trying to teach kids to read a different way. And it's so weird. I didn't even know anything about it. It's so crazy.
Yeah. So if you can get a chance to check that out, you absolutely, totally should. And I don't know, that's all the housekeeping. It's the usual stuff. All our social medias are up there at, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
We're not on Threads yet.
man, I just haven't pulled the trigger.
I know. I'm still like, I don't know.
I meant for the show. I'm not getting one. It'd be for the show, so I'm pretty sure maybe someday. All right, so enough of that gay banter. I stole that. It's
we are. Well, I'm gay.
Yeah,
I'm a little gay.
I'm gay friendly.
You are.
Yeah,
very much so.
Actually, I was talking with Michael yesterday. I don't remember how we got to this topic, but I was like, I told him I wouldn't make out with him, but yeah, I'd do him.
He's a handsome man.
Well, yeah,
and he's your friend. He's one of your besties.
And Mike said, well, yeah, if his wife ever gave him a hall pass, I would be his person.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, no,
that's lovely. I mean, because he's your besties. That's
sure,
sweet.
Absolutely. So,
that's sweet.
Good times.
I do. I just love that. I do. I just love that, man. I miss. I miss randomly running into you guys over back in the day when it was over at Acme.
Back in the day, yeah.
And a couple times I run into you guys at Kearney's, but I miss those. Those were some fun days.
Yeah,
having some chicken wings and some beer.
Let's see.
I can't eat wings.
So what do you?
So I can't even eat wings. God damn it.
So what's happening with you? So just taking a break, kind of low key after last week's Pride.
Yeah,
stuff?
because the last couple of weeks I've just been making jewelry and posting stuff and getting ready for Pride and buying things and all the things. So yeah, this week I actually have been kind of taking it slow. But now the house kind of looks like it, so I've been cleaning today. But yeah, I'm like, okay, I can't live like this anymore. I need to do some cleaning. I only have so much I can handle. Yeah, I've just been doing a lot of taking it easy, watching a couple of different shows on the TV. Because they're not making more shows,
right?
So that's fine with me. Keep going with the strike. It's fine. There's plenty of shit to watch that's old that I haven't seen. Dan and I watched White Lotus. We loved it. It's with Jennifer Coolidge, and we love her. So I mean, there's a bunch of other stars in it, but Jennifer Coolidge was in it, and that was the main draw for me.
I did reach out. Well, first I reached out to Josh Gondelman, who is a writer. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he still does Colbert, but at some point he was writing for Colbert. He is a regular on both the Bugle and the Gargle podcasts, which are related to each other, and he's a stand-up comedian. And he's really funny, and he's really smart, and he's a great dude. And so I reached out, and he's a little bit busy because he was saying he's on strike as a writer.
Right, yeah, he's busy with the strike.
So he referred me to the union's website, and I did go over and reach out and say, hey, is there anybody who want to come on the show to talk about it? And no one's gotten back to me. They might be a little busy.
I bet they're busy.
Yeah, a little busy.
They might be, trying to figure out how they're going to fucking pay their bills, how they're going to,
So I was just saying
that kind of shit.
I would love it even if it wasn't Josh, although I'd like to just have him on anyway. Maybe, if we can get someone on so folks can hear if you're not up to date on what the writer strike's all about, and now the actors, the SAG.
I do know a SAG person who I'll reach out to them. I'll reach out.
Who's local?
They don't live here now. They live in California now, but they used to be local.
Yeah, we totally do. Okay.
I'm not going to say because I don't want to jinx it.
Fair enough. But yeah,
I'll
totally
tell you
do
when we're done.
Thing.
Yeah,
sure,
we'll tell you when we're done. Well, your daughter reached out to me on the Facebook.
I did not know this.
Yes. So because I was posting about because I was curious, I was like, okay, I was thinking about this a few days ago. I was like, okay, I support unions. I'm a big time union supporter. So I'm supporting the writers and actors strike and anybody else who's involved with that. And so I was like, do you go to movies? So I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know. I don't want to be a scab. Right. I got to look it up. So I Googled it and found a good article about, no, absolutely go to movies. And then so I posted about it. I was like, hey, I did some research on it, and this is the information I found, and this is the article I found. And I posted another article saying even more information about how you can support the writers and actors strike. And then your daughter spoke up, and she posted something from Neil Gaiman talking about, like, you know, people specifically saying, you know, asking that same question, should I go? And he's like, absolutely, you need to go. You need to show, they need to show these people how important movies are. So, like, the fact that the Barbenheimer thing is happening.
All right, let's get into that in a minute. Let's stay on the strike thing first.
But I feel like it's somewhere, but it's related. There's like a definite because these two movies are huge.
Yeah.
And because the strike's going on, I feel like it's made it even more clear. Like, people want to do the right thing, like myself. Like,
right.
I'm like, what can I do to support them? Well, you know, I'm living paycheck to paycheck just like these other people. I can't do a lot, but you know what? I can afford to maybe go see a movie. So I would like to go see the Barbie movie. You know, I've that's just like my jam. I won't lie. I love Pink. I love Barbie. I've loved Barbie since I was a kid. You know, I have fond memories of playing with them and playing with my friends and all that with my Barbies, and creating, like, I really feel my earliest, the earliest I did merchandising was I used to create worlds within my bedroom and stuff of like her setup and everything. Like, this is where her kitchen was, this is the dining room. Like, I would create like little worlds and stuff. So I'm like, this was my earliest merchandising experience was with Barbie. So anywho, I'm excited about the Barbie movie. I've heard really great things about Oppenheimer, and I definitely, Dan's definitely interested in that. My son and I are both we're both interested in seeing the Barbie movie. Yeah, people should go do that, because I guess the studios need to know how the creative, I mean, we're not going there because of the fucking producers or the heads. Right. We're going because we love those actors and actresses, and we love those stories, and we like, I mean, I can foresee there being, with the Barbie movie, even without seeing it, just the bits I've seen, I feel like this is some Oscar stuff. For sure, like costumes, sets, things like that, some definite Oscar, and I'm sure Oppenheimer, same thing. Anywho, that's my soapbox about it.
Okay, so again, I'm on the outside, so I wouldn't, for me to make a real informed opinion, I would need to be on the inside and know like the details of how shit's gone down. But so I wouldn't call this I'm not calling what I'm about to say a criticism, but I'm curious. Like, it's like to me, it goes against my activist leanings in saying, if you're on strike, telling folks, go give the bosses more money by going to see the movies. So I mean, tactically, I would have said, don't, and then when the strike's over, you can always go back and see them, because the movies will be around. But I'm not saying that about you. If they're saying go, then okay, fine. That's
fine. They must have a tactic that they decide.
That's what I'm like. If I were on the inside, I would probably understand it better. But because I'm not, I'm looking at that, and for my other activist leanings, I'm going, I don't get it. I don't understand.
But all right, that's what you're saying. But
they must have a thing. I hope they have a reason.
I hope so too. I mean, I
hope it's not a mistake.
When you read like so many, of course, when this first started, there was so many people out there like, oh, fucking actors, they make so much money. I'm like, no, most of them are just like us.
Yeah,
like 98% of them are no different from you and me. They're like us. Like last night, I watched, for example. So last night, I watched a documentary with my husband about the TV movie from 1990, It, with Penny, it's called like It, the Pennywise Story. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, great TV movie. Dan and I are big horror fans. We love that TV movie. Tim Curry starred in it as Pennywise. It was fabulous and great, and everybody should see it. So, but I was curious afterwards because, of course, during the documentary, they were showing the different actors. They were showing the kid actors, the adult actors, the kids that, people that played the kids. And they're like all like millennials now. So they're all like in their 30s. There was, so I was just curious. I looked them up to see, I wonder what all these kids are doing. And a lot of them were doing like, you could, at least as far as you could see on their IMDb, it's like, they did 2 episodes of this show. They did 2 episodes of this. They did a thing here. It's like, clearly they're not Brad Pitt.
Yeah, few people who are really
these
making
are just
that kind of
these
money.
are just actors, just like they're just doing their job, just like I'm doing a job.
Who's been on the show once, and someone in my family who had a recurring role in one TV series and had
recurring role in another one,
and was a little here, and then some obscure movie and stuff like that. And she's not. She's kind of, I don't know if I should be saying, let's just say she's financially not, not really super, and she hasn't been living large by any means whatsoever.
No, just like that's another perfect example though.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like these are just regular people,
right?
No different from anybody.
Well, and then what the studios are trying to do is they're trying to, their new idea is to get these bid actors to hire them to do one role or one thing, and then they're going to use AI to just keep cloning it and have them never get jobs again. So it's like, that's why they've walked out, and now all of the agreements in terms of getting residuals and getting paid for their writing. That was before streaming was a huge thing, and
I had no idea about the terrible residuals that people get.
Studios are making all the money, and the actors who there wouldn't be shows if it weren't for the actors and writers. They're not getting squat from the streaming stuff, just like Spotify and music, right? And so it's like the big acts in music, the U2s and all that jazz. They get the super money and the huge contracts and can do all that shit. It's the lower level ones and the independent folks who keep getting screwed. So I was really wondering if we should trying to get, and I haven't given up. No one got back to me, and that's fine. And it's up to me, I guess, to keep following up. And like I said, they're probably busy, a little bit. And I don't have words to why. I don't know why this Barbie Oppenheimer thing is. It's like my gut saying, "Garg," and I don't have words to articulate it. So I'm not going to sit here and just go, "This is garbage," and this is. I'm not going to do that. But I'm just saying, there's something. At some point, the words will come to me. But there's
I'm wondering if it's because it's been so, like both movies have been, especially Barbie. I don't know. Maybe it's partially because I'm a female and I identify as a female, and so I've had all the women. Maybe that's partially why it's been like thrown at me at social media and stuff. But I also don't mind it because I do fucking love Barbie.
Yeah.
So. I mean,
that's true. I mean, my personality or the way I've begun rolling is that if the more hype there is, the more suspect I am.
Right.
And that's just my,
But there's all these people in the movie that are kind of known to be like decent human beings, like as far as actors and stuff go. So I feel like
I understand. I'm just again, I don't have words. I'm just like my gut. To me, it's cringy, and and then and without a lot of knowledge of what the focus of the Oppenheimer. I thought it was Oppenheimer. Is it Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer.
But either way, that movie.
Oppenheimer. It is Oppenheimer. I've been saying it wrong.
Of that movie is, it's and considering who's in that, and I don't. Obviously, we've had this discussion many times. I'm not the movie file.
You're not a movie guy,
right? And so that but a lot of the actors, whoever, man, these A-list actors are in it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, but to me, they're going to take something like that that's really important, and the message it should be, we got to get rid of these fucking nukes, and I'm just concerned. Without seeing it, again, I haven't seen it, but my concern and my gut is that it's going to be making out to be, folks who created like the most deadliest thing ever created into like these huge ass heroes, and I'm like, oh. I get it. I know the Nazi thing.
I know. I'll have to look. I have one friend who said who I saw posted that they saw it and said it was great. They're a professor. They're very they spend a lot of time in Africa, so they they're really very environmentally conscious and really like that, and they really liked it. So hopefully, so maybe that says something positive, because I know this person definitely cares cares about the earth, cares about that shit.
Yeah. I think that I don't know. I'm probably not going to end up I'm definitely not going to see Barbie, but
I know you won't.
But the Oppenheimer one, I don't know.
You might see that.
Maybe
I could see you possibly seeing it
if I can sit still long enough. Sure.
Yeah, it's 3 hours long, so I would say
Is it
maybe,
really?
yeah. So maybe don't go. But like my friend who saw it said it went by like just like in the theater, like she was there watching it, and like time just went by. Right. Some movies time can just like. I find the Lord of the Ring movies like that. Like they're just so full of action and shit going on that it's just like, oh my god, 3.5 hours just went by. Holy shit. Oh my god, I gotta pee.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Well, anyway, and I don't know. There's a lot of backlash against Barbie, and I get why there's backlash against Barbie, but I will say one thing about the company is that they do seem to try to when they make a mistake, they seem to actually care about their mistakes. They seem to generally kind of rectify them. Because I was looking up some things on the internets of like Barbies that were like really cringy and weird, and people had issues with them and stuff like that. And then they were like,
Mattel company you're talking about.
Yeah, Mattel.
I wasn't sure if you were talking about the
sorry,
movie
Mattel.
company.
No. No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about specifically the Mattel company.
Okay.
So Barbie is cringy because the Barbie, the doll, the whole company, the whole thing about it for some people is cringy, and I get why some people feel that way, and I respect that. I can get why some people. I don't feel that way. I have like a different kind of feeling about it, and I'm sure it just stems from the fact that I had them growing up, and I really had a good time, and one of the Barbies, one of them brought up that was really cringy was called the Kissing Barbie. I totally had that one. You press a little button. She had a button on the back of her, and her lips. You could put like this lipstick on her.
Oh dear.
And you press this button on the back of her, and she would kiss. I totally had that Barbie.
Interesting.
Yeah. There was of course there was issues. See, there was issues with racism. Mm-hmm. I did see they had a black Barbie that was an Oreo Barbie.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like what?
They like she was carrying stuff that was Oreo, like the food Oreo brand, trademark Oreo brand.
Whoa. Yeah.
I know, like they didn't. I don't
there
know,
wasn't
like
someone in the room who went,
oh wait, hey,
hey, woohoo.
Ooh, yeah. So apparently at that time anyway, there was definitely a diversity issue within the Mattel company. Hopefully that's better now, because yeah.
Well, it's a good thing I wasn't in the room, because I'd be pushing for bend over Barbie.
Right.
Because that's how I roll.
There's like, I don't know. They had I remember the Midge pregnancy Barbie. Literally, she had like a belly that you could take a baby out of. And then...
That's not scarring for a child.
Well, what the issue that people had is they said it promoted teen pregnancy, which I don't know. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Well, she was married to Alan in the Barbie universe.
Well, there's not going to be any teen pregnancies happening from that if like the rest of the Barbies regular, there's no genitals. How would...
I don't know.
Well, talk about the Immaculate Conception.
And actually, okay, so I learned from this movie, even without seeing it, that there was a Barbie, there was a Barbie doll named Alan that came out in the 60s. It was Ken's best friend and Midge's boyfriend, and I didn't know anything about this until I found out about the movie. Then I looked it up, and I'm sure to like find that doll is probably so hard to find and very expensive if you did find it. Because like, who the fuck bought that? Nobody bought that. back in those days.
Who knows? I don't know. I know nothing.
Hey, did you
else.
know that? I knew this. I don't know if you knew this weird thing about Barbie. Barbie was actually based on a German doll that was sold in like it was an adult doll. It had like a face that looked like a call girl, like a sex worker.
Okay.
Yep. It was a German doll. It was called like Lily Bunt or something like that.
And it was marketed to adults.
It was marketed to adults, yes. You'd find it in adult shops in Germany back in the day.
Well, I mean, that would be an action figure for sure. It's just different kind of action, though.
The only thing I couldn't figure out is like, what were they doing with? I mean, were they just like looking like? Did they dress it and like masturbate to it or something? Like I couldn't figure out what.
Well, what an adult would do, I would think it'd be just
or it's like a sexy joke.
Yeah, novelty
but she had,
item.
But she had like outfits and shit.
Well, yeah, but that would be part of the joke or whatever you want to call it. But I mean, it could be like considered. Again, now I'm just getting because I've never heard of this before. It could be considered, you're hip and liberated, and look, I have this minorly humorous
sexy
sex
doll.
worker action figure, and look at me, I'm cool. Hey,
I know I'm gonna have to look it up a little more.
I have an Agway piggy bank.
Like you can, if you look at a picture of this doll, you can totally see where the original Barbie doll was absolutely based on this German sex worker doll.
All right. So if I got my grubby little hands on a German sex worker doll, I would.
You wouldn't be able to because I'm sure it's very expensive.
I'm just hypothetically.
Okay.
It would be on the shelf here. It would be amongst the things.
No,
just as a conversation
give it to me
piece.
as my friend. As my friend.
Okay, this is just a hypothetical thing. It's not happening.
I know.
For you or
would
me,
put it.
sorry.
I know. We're not
right.
going to find one.
I'm not even going to look for one. I'm just saying if I. Had one.
I would look for one, but I know I wouldn't be able to afford one even if I found one because I'm sure they're very expensive.
Well, there's.
We're probably talking like 50.
Right. No, you could get the knockoff one, which would be
Barbie,
Agatha, crack whore Barbie. That's only $5.
Oh man.
Right.
Just saying.
She'll blow you for a rock.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
I did that one year for
what?
Halloween. I was crack whore
God,
Barbie.
dude.
What a terrible. I know. I look back on it now. I look back on it now. I was like, oh man, it's kind of disrespectful. Drugs, drugs affect people very badly.
They do.
And I was making fun of it, and I'm not cool for that. It wasn't cool.
But you're much better now.
I am a better person now. I don't do such things now.
Okay. Well, I would think
because
we learn.
We evolve.
Right.
We learn. We go, oh wait,
the show's evolved.
Right. I look back on it and I go, oh yeah, that was kind of disrespectful.
Says the guy who just wrote Fickin.
Yeah, but we know it's a joke.
Geneva doesn't.
Geneva doesn't know.
Do you know the name of the show was Home Orgy Kit?
What's wrong with that?
Yes, I'm aware.
Yes, it was.
Yes,
I am aware. Yes,
I wrote it.
It was a good show.
Yeah, it was good
times.
Yeah, right.
We had a good time recording it. Anyway,
hey.
The actors and the writers say to go see the new movies. So go see the new movies.
If you're a movie person.
If you're a movie person, go see them.
It doesn't sound if you're a movie person, go see movies is what they're saying. I don't know. It doesn't sound to me like it's a good activist thing to go. Well, I don't usually go, but I want to support, so I'm going to give the studios more money by going to a movie I wouldn't normally go to.
Well, I would go to this movie anyway. I was planning. I was planning on going. I don't know that I'll go see Oppenheimer.
Yeah, and if you're still not sure,
I probably will go see Barbie.
I mean, these movies now, especially now, are not. They don't disintegrate, so you can just wait till the strike's over and then go see it.
Well, like right now is when all the craziness is going on this weekend because this is opening weekend. So I wasn't. If you
need to see it in a theater, if for some reason you need to see Barbie that up close, then yes, obviously the theater experience. You can say it with any movie, but if you just want to see the movie on whatever screen, then you can always just wait till the strike's over because it's going to be around.
Sadly.
What? That's still going to be around?
No, the strike. The strike's
yeah.
going to be around for a while, I feel.
No, I meant the movie's always going to be around.
Oh, the movie's totally going to be around, but
Right,
the
that's what I'm
strike, I
saying.
worry
So
about.
you could
I
totally
feel like the
just
strike's
wait.
going to be around for a while too, and that
Oh,
makes
yeah,
me
yeah.
sad.
Oh, yeah, because these rich fuckers just don't get it. I mean, they're not getting this at all. The actors and the writers are literally going to have to financially hurt these people for them to get it. That's the only thing they give a shit about. They're not going to do it on principle. What's right. They're not going to do. They're going to fight this every damn way they can until the people on strike financially hurt them enough. That's the only thing these.
Well,
these
I
orders are
did
gonna
read
listen
about
to.
in the in what your daughter sent to me, talking about independent movies. So independent studios out there who are not fucking fuckheads,
Right.
who actually pay people what they're worth,
Right.
which they are. There's a few out there that are doing that, and there's some actors out there working for the smaller independent studios. Because if you're willing to pay people what they're worth, then why not?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would like to think that what something like this will cause is for more independent studios to get more, for more people to go to that, to go that route.
Yeah. So check that out.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely.
I usually like those movies better anyway. Maybe it's just, I'm sure it's just partially just the person I am and my taste. Whatever, you can't help what you like. But when I see independent movies, I generally seem to like them more anyway.
Because you're a critical movie watcher, but if people just want to, a lot of folks go to these things just to sit there and see like explosions and quote action kind of things, and you're not going to generally get that from the independent companies.
Yeah, and I don't find that.
Well,
and that's fine if that's your thing.
They
It's
tend to
just
cost
not-
more. They tend
right.
to cost more money to make. So
Right.
the
It's just not my thing.
independent studios aren't going to be able to do it. They're just not. So if that's your jam, like, look, as much as I like it, look at how much it costs to make the Lord of the Rings. Right?
Those movies were so good, though.
Yeah, agreed. But I'm
Right.
just saying, I don't.
They were so
and,
good.
And I remember there was shopping it. I've read it a million times of how Peter Jackson having to shop it, and there was like all these different studio. One studio wanted it, and then they were like, they saw how he wanted to do it and the cost, and they went nah, and he went to had to go to another one and stuff. But it was still ended up by something with an entity with lots of money to put behind it, because that shit wasn't cheap.
I know. Sadly, something like that couldn't. Not at this juncture anyway. Most independent movies couldn't make something like that, unfortunately, because it's. We're all, those of us who like the Lord of the Rings. We're all like super happy those movies were made because
Right.
they're amazing movies and we can watch them a million times over. But and that they had to go to the big people, the people with the monies.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so
Anyway.
turn on a dime, or
Yeah, whatever you got to talk about,
I
dude.
don't know. I only have one other thing that was, because honestly,
Tell me.
this past week has just been, I haven't been sleeping well.
Yeah, Dan's been having issues with that too.
Well, I think most of mine has to do with work, and like I mentioned, the kids I'm working with right now are. For me, there's the tiredness from having to do the work every day. All of these kids who are so energy draining, but it's also on my end the frustration of feeling like I can't help these kids
Right.
keeps me awake. Like, what is and that's and again, I've known these kids for like 2 weeks now, so this having to help people overcome that trauma takes way longer than that. So I know that for me to have any real effect on them is like long haul stuff. But right now it's at the beginning and it's just exhausting. It really is.
Talking about it on that level, I'm thinking about like summer school. Like summer school probably is a lot of kids who have those type of problems.
Well,
Because I'm even thinking back to like when I was in school. I can think back that far in the 80s, and I knew who the kids were because I went to I grew up in a small town, so I knew who the smart kids were and who the kids that were struggling were, and you always saw those kids that had to go to summer school.
Even more, turning that up to 11, and because I'm the place I work at where I'm a teacher is for kids who are have had difficulties. They're not in a mainstream program. So
I'm sure some of the kids at my high school and stuff probably should have been something like that.
Absolutely. I'm just saying that.
Good thing they have these programs now, at least,
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah, I mean, compared to what I grew up with, they didn't have a lot of these programs.
Yeah, you didn't hear about them too much. If there were, you know, you would. So I just knew, if you haven't picked up on this, I'll do my best to explain where it stands. But I just think it's something that we're going to be talking about for the next a little over a year. I think we'll be talking about this. It's developed over the past few weeks that it looks like now. Okay, I'm going to give you the fact, just the fact, and then I will give you the rest. Will be just us conjecture kind of thing.
Okay.
That Dr. Cornel West has said he's running for the nomination to be the Green Party's candidate for president.
Exciting.
It is exciting. So that is the factual stuff. Does that mean he's going to be the actual candidate? We don't know yet because there's a procedure.
He has a good name.
And now again, back to my conjecture and my semi-educated thing of knowing most of the people involved and stuff like that. Unless the Greens fuck this up, I don't think they will. It's going to be Dr. West. Again, that's me calling that. That's not I have no facts. I don't talk to anybody about this. Just how I know how things function within the party. It's going to be West. It's going to be Cornel.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, it totally is.
That's a good one.
And he's already getting piled on by the mainstream media and Democrats.
Man, people know him.
Yep.
People know him and respect him.
And for a reason. For
a fucking good reason.
Yeah, right. For fucking good reason.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And
he's like one of those amazing intellects that exists on the planet we're lucky to have.
So the thing I saw this week, which some people knew before me or whatever, but I just found out this week, that makes me confident in saying, yeah, he's gonna be the nomination.
God damn, that's good.
You know who his campaign manager is?
Who?
Jill Stein. Former two-time presidential candidate
But she got a lot of good votes. She got a lot of votes too.
Who I have met and know.
Oh my God, if I met Dr. West, I think I would be kind of like,
remember that time?
Remember the time you were buying and everybody was like, oh my God,
well,
that's so cool.
Let's just say I'm conniving. I'm working on a way to maybe get him into town. I haven't started. I have the idea. I'm going to start working on that.
I feel like
Monday.
this is a good town for him to come to.
Yep. Yes.
I really do.
Well, this will take some time. I don't know if it's going to be how immediate it'll be. It might probably be fall, mid-fall. Probably is what I think.
I think this would be a good place for him.
Yes, I do too. So,
a lot of universities here.
I would be
a lot of smart people.
Totally stunned if this happens. I'm going to ask. I mean, like many people who have already said no before him. Maybe we can get him on the Stuart Berdassel show. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see. I'm going to try. Again,
I probably feel like I would be like,
Oh, look, with Dr. West, all you got to do is just have one halfway decent question and then just sit back.
Yeah, he'll say amazing
He'll go and they're like, well, we're out of time. Thanks for the answer,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I mean that in a good way, too. By the way.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah. So that's an idea. I'm working on it. Will it actually happen? Can I pull it off? Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah. It's, in fact, I just came from before we started taping, a local Green Party event, which, I mean, it was an event. It didn't turn out to be quite the type of event that we had planned, but it was still good. And some of us were just sitting around, we were talking about this. And, you know, the mechanisms have running as a third party candidate, whether it's either for president, something that large, or even a local office, and like strategies that should be used to make everybody who was in the conversation, no one was saying, if we just do this, that he could actually become president, because we know how the system's set up.
I know.
Right. But things like that need to happen to chip away. It doesn't just happen overnight like that. You got to do these things.
Right. Like, I feel like Jill Stein did chip away at that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You got to keep doing it.
He would be like a huge chip away.
Mm-hmm. And look, we got tons of time, and it's if we go down this road right now, you know, it's just kind of a mental exercise. It's not actually that's real life yet. But if he does become the candidate, then we get to talk about this whole, which we've done before here, and that's okay. We got to keep talking about it as long as it's a thing. This mythical spoiler effect, and like he would Cornell be taking away votes from probably Biden? Let's assume it's Biden.
Oh no, he'll totally take votes. I mean, I'll say this right now. Unless there's some crazy fucking thing that happens, I will absolutely vote for Cornell West.
But again, it's back to that concept. When you say take away votes, are they Biden? I'm going to say Biden because we're just assuming it's going to be him.
It would be.
Yeah. Is it Biden's votes to be taken away? It's my vote. It's not his vote. I give him my vote. He doesn't. It's my vote. Cornell's not taking my vote from him because let's face it, I'm not voting for Biden.
No, I wouldn't assume you would.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that, but that whole idea, that concept of what a spoiler is. I mean, bro, well then stop having a basically one party system, and then you wouldn't even think about it as a spoiler. You vote for the person you like. The person.
I remember. I think it was. I was reading something recently. I think it was from George Washington. First president of the United States, who actually warned against political parties.
Yes, he was not. He did not want them. He was not.
He was not in favor of political parties.
And that's a guy who wore slaves' teeth as dentures. So
he did.
You know what an awesome dude he was.
Yeah. We're related. I'm related to him.
Okay.
Well, I'm related. I mean, I've told you about this.
Yeah,
I'm related to a bunch of fucking people. But one of them is George Washington.
Okay.
I'm most related to is that Pierce? Benjamin Pierce? Is that his name?
Okay.
Yeah. That's who I'm most related as far as presidents go.
You're almost making me if you're related to more than one president.
I am. I'm related to many presidents.
So that would mean the presidents are related to each other. So you're just fueling the fire for this thing about the Illuminati is what you're doing.
Kind of, yeah. It is kind of weird because
breaking news on the Stuart Badasso show, the Illuminati exists.
Well, it is kind of weird, because I'm related to
What's the pyramid about on our money?
It is, because it shows right on there exactly how I'm related to them, so I can, and I know because I know enough about my lineage to know that. Yep, I mean, on one of the people on the Mayflower, I'm 12th great granddaughter to direct descendant. I'm old, damn it.
You got all that, and I got Eugene Levy.
Man, that's so much cooler though, really.
Yeah, it's kind of cool until you're related to him and you try to talk to him. I'm not going to do that. I know. All right. I think that was on a previous show. It wasn't me. It was one of my other relatives. Tried to reach out to him about family stuff, right?
Because you're distantly related, and you thought, hey.
Yeah, as kids, he might even have met Gene. I don't know. But but my uncle couldn't get even through the publicist. It still makes me laugh. I shouldn't laugh because it really makes him mad.
I know. He was really sad about it.
Right. So
it's like, no, we're related, I swear.
So
okay, I get it. You're Jewish, he's Jewish, whatever.
So anyway, Cornell West, we're gonna work on that, and I just wanted folks to know, and so I'm greasing the wheel here because assuming he is going to be the nominee, and when he is, we'll definitely going to be talking about it. So just prepare yourself. Oh, really, Dave? Yes.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
Well, if you're here, I assume you already know that. If you're listening to the show, if it's more than, this isn't just your first time, you know it's coming. Just gave you a heads up. That's all. And alrighty, so I'm good. I want to make sure folks get to hear the new bits. So I'm gonna do that. Let's play that. And I don't know. I don't think I have anything else.
I don't got anything else either.
Yeah, it's all good. It's just a low key kind of laid back show. It's a summer Saturday.
And
I'm sorry, but no. What I was saying, we were talking about. They came from a local Green Party event. All of those board games that I've gotten from the TESA Collective, TESA. If you like board games, you should totally check out their shit. TESA. They do amazing game. They're all the company itself is a cooperative, so everybody who works there are co-owners. At least I believe everybody, but most of the people who work there are co-owners, and they do awesome games about going on strike and sticking it to the man and doing co-ops as opposed to like Monopoly, co-opoly, and a friend who has run for office as a Green has with other people opened a co-op cafe here in Rochester. To the best of my knowledge, it's the only one in town, but I just heard some today. There was another one that's been around for a while that could be converting to a co-op.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Actually, I got some. It's not even like gossip. It's a thing. It's a real thing. I'll tell you about it later. It's not worth telling on the show because it's a local thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'll say the names, but no one will know who it is.
Oh.
So, anyway, so I had the idea to take the board games over to this cafe and just invite people to come over and play games.
That's awesome.
As a Green Party. Well, it is. Nobody ended up playing games, because we were talking so much about Cornell West and all these other things.
Right. It was probably really exciting.
Yeah. And so I have these games. I was wondering if I could ever use them with any of my students, and it turns out the games are a little more too advanced for them. But I left the games at the cafe just so, they're, the cafe's fine, but they're not super successful right now. And if there's anything I can do, so I'm going to do publicity, say, hey, you saw the thing we had, we were doing board games.
What's it called?
Anyone's Cafe.
Okay.
And
it's on Monroe Avenue, right?
No. It is it's the original Misfits, not after they moved.
Oh, okay.
It's on Gregory Street.
Oh, okay.
So sorry about that local reference. But it's a really nice little place. I actually ate food. Some of it I wasn't supposed to eat, but but I ate it anyway.
Sometimes you just do.
Sometimes you do, and it was awesome. So good stuff. And
is it vegan?
Yep.
It's all vegan?
It is.
Fabulous.
It is. And I know we were talking about that other place that said that they were vegan for all that time. Turned out they weren't. No. Because
this is not that place.
Yeah, because I know like the main driver of this thing, and he ain't having that shit. So it's vegan. So, but it was really good. So, but we didn't get to play any games because we were just kind of sitting around. I mean, I have to be honest with you. I'm not a board game person. So if you're relying on me to be the driver and go, hey, let's play a game.
Right. You're like, it ain't going to be me.
No, I was going to go in if anybody else wanted to. And one dude kind of did, but then he wasn't really adamant about it. We still just kept talking about Cornell West and local stuff and all that jazz. But it was awesome. And we're going to try and do that every month to sit around and not play board games.
Don't invite me because I'll be like, hey, everybody, let's play board games.
No, again, if a board game breaks out, that's awesome. But it's just
I fucking love board games.
Because if you're gonna have me be the catalyst, I know you're gonna be waiting for a while. Because it's just not my go-to thing. But I'll do it if people wanted to go and do it. But it was cool. But I also got to leave some of our cards for the Stuart Pedestrian show, so maybe some folks will be new listeners. Maybe that's you listening right now. You got it at Anyone's Cafe on Gregory Street in Rochester.
Do it. You should.
Yep.
Vegan cafe. Good food.
Good times.
Yeah.
It was good times, actually.
Co-op.
And I don't know. I think that's it. I don't know what's going on. Make sure you check out FDR's Wheelchair, and it's coming up, and I'll have links up for that. And there's all of our usual stuff at stuartpedasso.com and coolcatsforchange.com if you want to get some actions on things you can do, how you can harass your representatives about,
The things that you need to harass them
stop
about.
killing people and maybe try to stop climate change and all that shit. So it's a good time.
Those things.
And I don't know. That's about it. And by the way, if you are on social media other than Threads, because we're not there yet, feel free to interact with us there, man. Reach out, say hey, do whatever. Check us out. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Pillow Fort and Minds and Lips.com. What?
I'm just like,
Okay.
things. Yeah.
I'll tell you, if you like the sexy
Those are the things.
Instagram, sexy Instagram. Basically, it's sexy Instagram.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me about that. I forgot. You're right. I remember now. Yes.
Lips.com. You should totally check them out. It's not burgeoning, but they're sticking around. They're trying hard. It's definitely a low. There's not a lot of.
Is it an app?
The last I heard that the app was out, I think I do it totally online, like on my computer. I remember them talking about it. I don't remember if it exists yet or not.
Okay,
but it's definitely online.
Oh,
it's just
okay.
Lips. I believe it's lips.com. Or you know what? What am I doing? I'm going to freaking tell you. It's because I got it right here. It's all bookmarked. There's Lips. It is, I apologize. It's lips.social.
Ooh, LIPS?
Yep.
LIPS.social.
So
Do
there.
it.
I totally check them out. They're really cool. I've had some interactions with them since we signed up with them, and they're awesome. You should totally check that out.
Okay.
And I don't know. That's it. So you should, right after Stuart says goodbye and all that jazz, we'll play you one of the new bits, and then we're going to slap them up on Stuart Berdasso Radio so you can hear them there. There's Fickin' 1 and Fickin' 2. We're going to do Fickin' 1 for you. That's the big one, approved by our language coordinator. And the second one will be up there on Stuart Berdasso Radio. You can listen to as well. So thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
We'll be back next week in some incarnation. I'm not sure how or when, but have a good week. Peace out.
You're going on vacation to a Spanish-speaking country. You've tried all the language apps, but all you can do is ask someone to take you to an unnamed hotel. That's not a vacation. You're there to have some fun. That's why we invented Fickin', the new language app that teaches you what you really want to know.
Okay, Fickin', how do I say, who does a guy have to blow around here to get a blowjob?
¿A quién tiene que chupar un tipo por aquí para conseguir una mamada?
Nice.
Fickin', I need a local to fuck me in the ass.
Necesito una persona local que me folle en el culo.
That's some vacay you got planned, Guara. What else can Fickin' help you with?
Where's the orgy?
¿Dónde está la orgía?
Anything else?
Necesito encontrar un poco de achís.
Hey, thanks, Fickin'.
De nada, mi amigo.
Fickin' is the #1 language app for real people who like to do real things. Go to where you usually get apps and download Fickin' before you take off for that trip you've been planning. The sooner you get it, the more fun you'll have.
Fickin', how do you say, I need a bail bondsman?
Necesito un fiador de fianzas.
Fickin', don't travel without it.
No seas un putz.